Welcome to our interview today with Brenda Morrison. Brenda is currently a master's student at Nova in public administration. She's worked for a state senator as well as is our current president of our Young Professionals Network at the Urban League of Broward County. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Brenda so she could tell us about what she's doing today. Go ahead, Brenda.
Thank you so much, Jill, for this opportunity to share my story and to even just share why Broward College changed my life. I have the pleasure of serving as the Urban League of Broward County's Young Professionals Network president, where I oversee young professionals throughout South Florida between the ages of 21 to 40, just looking for a space to give back to their community while also developing personally and professionally and being connected to the larger Urban League movement. In addition to that, I also have worked in various positions within government, having served as the staff assistant for Senator Bill Nelson, a great opportunity to really engage with constituents and be able to also learn about policy as well. So I'm happy to be here, Jill.
Oh, that's so awesome. So from high school, why don't you tell us a little bit about that and how you got to Broward College?
Awesome. So I am actually a graduate of the mighty Dillard High School. Go Panthers. I had graduated back in 2011. And I actually went to the school. I was a performing arts student. I was playing in the band and I played trumpet. And so I had the opportunity to play in the jazz band and also in the marching band. And very enriching opportunities for me to not only get a clear understanding of music, but to really get a true understanding of having a strong work ethic and really working in teams, collaborating with people, and just connected with like-minded folks who like music.
That is awesome. Were there any professors or anyone at Broward College that stood out?
So at Broward College, one professor in particular that stood out is Professor Rudy Jean Bart. Really enjoyed a lot of his classes. I actually signed up for all the classes that he had during my time at Broward College, but really just a great motivator, really a great professor that really challenged my thinking. And I'm happy because a lot of my success is definitely due in part to that.
So why don't you tell us after you graduated from Broward about going on and getting your bachelor's, and then how did you land over to Nova for a master's?
Awesome. So I graduated from Broward College back in 2015. I got my AA degree at the college. And so I then went on to transfer over to FIU to complete my bachelor's degree in political science. And so I had finished that time, finished my degree in 2017. And then I had the opportunity to work for Senator Bill Nelson. And so after my time ended there at the office, I was looking for, additional backing in terms of what I may want to do next in the governmental space. And so I ended up landing my finger on going to Nova, Southeastern University, where I'm now pursuing my master's degree in public administration. And it's really a very intriguing program so far, really getting understanding in a time like this, really what the landscape of governance and even just the the public administration space is going to look like in the next couple of years.
Wow. So tell us a little about what it was like working for the state senator and then a couple of the other positions that you held while still going to school and getting all these degrees. What was that like?
So I'd have to say, and this is something that I'm still figuring out the balance of, but it was all time management was a thing of mine. And so from it, when it comes to even reaching out to constituents and doing constituent cases, I took care in that because I realized that the position that I sat in wasn't just for me. It was about the people and making sure that for the event of the elected official that I was working for, that I was doing my due diligence to make sure that people felt like they got served and being given resources that they needed to help them out with any issues that they had. In addition to that, I would say I took in just a wealth of knowledge just being able to be in different rooms and sit and hear concerns and hearing how things went from concerns to policy to then actual programs that address the issue is something that I take really, really of importance to me, because oftentimes you may, as a citizen, you may not know on the other side, you know, you have an issue, but you don't know where the ending step is. And for me to be able to be in these various capacities and to see it from start to finish, something that I've really, really enjoyed.
Wow. Now, one of the benefits, of course, for you being president of Young Professionals Network is that you get to sit on the regular board of the Urban League. So, can you tell everyone a little bit about that, what you do with the young professionals, and then what it's like to sit on the board with all the professionals in our community?
Yes, absolutely. So I do not have an official seat on the board, but I am able to view their meetings. And I will say, just as a young professional, it's there aren't words that can express what it means to be able to observe board governance and really get an understanding of key players that are in our community that come at this table to discuss how the Urban League can move the community forward. In terms of my role as president of the Young Professionals Network, my tasks are a little bit similar to the larger organization, but I'm primarily responsible for our young professional members that are volunteers. But at the end of the day, this is a space, a training ground to learn and to develop and to build connections with other young professionals. So it's all a learning lesson, and I'm appreciative of it because there's just so many things I continue to soak up as I grow into this process, to be able to give back not only to my team, but as well as the community for any resources that could help them.
Right. And everyone does say you're a wonderful leader and a great mentor. I know you've helped a lot of our Broward College students along the way. So, what's some of the best advice that you would give to others?
Absolutely. So one advice, a bit of advice that I got very early on when I got involved within the Urban League, and it still rings true to every space that I enter, is never to count myself out. I was one of the youngest to be involved in the organization. Became the youngest elected on the executive leadership team during my time, and I was the youngest person there. No one, I was a baby, and so at the time I felt like I didn't belong. At the time, I felt like it wasn't my time, but very much so. But by my presence of being there, that created space for me to then become the person who I am now. And so at every point where I may have doubt, I may have, a little bit of low self-confidence on something that I may be pursuing, that bit of advice continues to ring true for me through anything that I go through. And I'm appreciative of it.
That's great. How about a favorite quote, one of your favorites from someone? Who would you say?
Awesome. This actually ties into the last question. One that rang true to me. I read it and I promise you I took it with me everywhere I went. That if there isn't a seat at the table for you, that you should bring a folding chair. And that's
Oh, beautiful.
Shirley Chisholm. And so I, at the time when I joined, there was not necessarily a seat for me. It wasn't there yet, but I very much so brought a folding chair and was very observant, very, very eager to get involved in some form of fashion. And that's now landed me now to where I am now.
That's wonderful. So, name something that you're super excited about.
So I am super excited about um, really bridging the gap for other college students coming up after me. I'm a unicorn in the sense that there aren't a lot of college students that actually may know about the Urban League or the Young Professionals Network, or may be able to make the effort, to be able to reach out. And so one thing that I'm excited about is anytime I'm able to get in contact with somebody who's coming up behind me and sharing whatever resources I have to them, that always gets me excited, because that means that that's the fruit of all the work that, has been done to lay the framework for me to then be blessed by it. So it is my duty now to bless somebody else. And so being able to do something like that always excites me, because then that allows me to know that there's much more work to be done.
Oh, so that brings us to the next question, which is name something you're deeply grateful for.
Yes. So I'm grateful for uh, connections, and I'm grateful for more than connections. I'm grateful for people's belief in me. That has been a real catalyst for me. I have to say, within the last few years, I may not get everything right, and I may have more mistakes to make, but it's the fact that there is now a community of people that believe in what I have to bring to the table, believe in my spirit, believe in my passion, and believe enough to at least create space for me, that I'm able to at least flourish and succeed, and I'm truly, truly grateful for that.
That's beautiful. How about any heroes, a hero or heroes that you've always admired?
So one hero I'd have to say that I truly, truly admire. I'll say two. One is definitely Malcolm X. Um, he's a hero of mine, as well as Whitney M. Young. He is a former uh, Urban League CEO. And so he was very critical in creating the pathway for the Urban League not just to be a social service organization, but also a civil rights organization. And he really understood what it meant to pretty much marry the corporate boardroom, as well as the on the ground people who need assistance. And so that, I think, it has definitely played a heavy impact in how I view myself as a leader.
Wow, that's so great. So what can we look forward to with you, Brenda? We know you're a superstar. How do you foresee your future? What do you think?
Oh man, if for anything else, I hope to just continue to have the spirit of being a change agent. No matter where the course takes me, I just continue to hope that I have the spirit to be a change agent. I'm not so heavy and pressed upon labels. It's truly about the labor of love, of giving back and giving of resources. And so, whatever capacity I may occupy, I just hope that I continue to embrace that spirit.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Brenda. Thank you. This is great to hear from you.